Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to night 6 of the Light Heavyweight League with more B-block action. As you might recall from the last time, I had to take out custom moves, but I still think this episode turned out very good. I do want to make a quick statement beforehand. During Mittac's match, I called him the AZW World Heavyweight Champion. He is the AZW Universal Champion. Might seem like a silly mistake, but whenever I can correct myself before I upload the episode, I would like to do that. So sit back, enjoy with our first match, Rairyu Henzo versus Luuky Kid, up to our main event, which is Jason Callihan versus Sycamore. Let's go. And here we go with the first match of night 6 of the Light Heavyweight League. It's Luuky Kid, surprisingly undefeated in the tournament so far, versus Rairyu Henzo, who's been a bit less fortunate, having picked up no wins as of this night. That can change, maybe it will change, we'll see all of that. There's the missed drop kick by Rairyu Henzo. So yeah, both men now in a very interesting spot, because Luuky Kid beat not only Jason Callihan but Mittac as well, if I recall correctly. Let me just quickly check the archives. No, Luuky Kid actually beat Callihan, and yeah, he did beat Mittac. Yes. So yeah, I just realized that in the standings that I've made a mistake, so I need to correct that real quick. However, this matchup is between a very young versus a very old star. Old star, I mean, with no disrespect, because Rairyu Henzo is a proper veteran of our sport. And the cover, but that was definitely under the ropes. Toshiro Shogo saw that as well. And a roll up by Rairyu Henzo, real quick. So yeah, Rairyu Henzo has appeared in places such as Kojo Pro, Ultimate Muscle, SKW, Cracking Gate, Platinum Age Wrestling, Crown the King Wrestling, and a lot, and he's proven that he can hang with a lot of the people there. For example, I know he has a match coming up against Mittac in Crown the King Wrestling, a match that we obviously will see in the tournament as well. 1, 2. Now Luuky Kid with that devastating powerbomb of his, but obviously under the ropes. Luuky Kid, yeah, one of his signature moves, I'd say. Luuky Kid is not really in the spotlight that much. He has finally been signed to a league, to a company, as maybe should refer to as. There is the body slam by Rairyu Henzo. No, Luuky Kid is very much finally signed to a company, and he has a match coming up as well. I think I'd have to check that, and it's really kind of bad that I don't know that, because obviously, as you know, Luuky Kid is my own character. So as Luuky Kid now gets dragged up by Rairyu Henzo body slams Luuky Kid once more. By the way, it is Limitless Pro Wrestling. Limitless Pro Wrestling against Isaac Edison, a talent I would have loved to have in this tournament, but I didn't manage to reach out to before I filled up all the spots. So Luuky Kid. Now there was the Falcon Arrow, or as it might be known better in Japan, Ryu no Iki. And there's the backslide pin by Luuky Kid. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, almost does it, but not quite as quite enough. Rairyu Henzo win for him now would be very, very helpful, given that no one wants to go 0-3 in the tournament. We saw it happen in the A block, I believe, twice at this point. As much as you still can get out of it easily, if you really pick up a lot of wins, it must be very demotivating. And there is a beautiful double leg dropkick in the style that we know from Rairyu Henzo, in the style that we have known. And there is a roll up, but it was broken up as it was just under the ropes there. Could we see the... No! Luuky Kid gets out of whatever that was, but there is the roll up. And another break. Both men too close to the ropes a bit too often. Now, ooh, there is the big, how do you call it? Pele kick it is. 2. Not enough to put Luuky Kid down though. Luuky Kid now, ooh, gets over the top rope. Rairyu Henzo with a moonsault off the apron to Luuky Kid. Luuky Kid out and probably going to get tossed back into the ring. No, gets tossed into the barricade. And hits a DDT on Rairyu Henzo, but they have 10 more seconds to get back into this ring, and it might be hard. 13, Luuky Kid. Is he going to beat the count? He definitely is taking his time. 17 was the count that he beat. Oh no. Stolen right from Luuky Kid. The sit out powerbomb 2. Through stealing an opponent's move can either very much finish a match, as they always catch you by surprise, but they can also lead to very much anger in your opponent. 2. This roll up wasn't enough. Luuky Kid now, Luuky Kid, and there is the vertical suplex by Luuky Kid. Wonderful move. Now rolls up. 1, 2, with this much roll-ups, there has to be one that ends the match. Oh, forearm chop, drop kick to the face of Rairyu Henzo. The masked face of Rairyu Henzo, who has been a mysterious competitor for years upon years. But there it is, the Dragon Suplex 3. It has finished the match before. I think he beat Jason Callihan with it. Oh, and there's the vertical suplex by Luuky Kid. Luuky Kid now to the top. Luuky Kid with a beautiful 450 splash. 1, 2. The 450 splash, also part of Rairyu Henzo's arsenal. But there it is. The shadow lock. Too close to the ropes, I reckon. Oh, and he gets out of it. Kick to the gut, but there we might see it. Yes, it's the Shiyu Goju. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but it rolls off the tongue really nicely. Rairyu Henzo must be under the ropes. Yes, it gets broken up. Get away from that corner, lads. There is the Ryu no Iki. But again, too close to the ropes. Now, the sit-out powerbomb by Rairyu Henzo. Rairyu Henzo bumps into the corner as Luuky Kid ends up in one. Not a good look, but obviously after 14 minutes of such high pain... Oh, this is too close to the ropes. After 14 minutes of such energetic moves, something might go wrong, and that's entirely okay. And the Pele kick by Rairyu Henzo once more. 15 minutes into our opening contest. Might be our longest opening contest yet. And, oh no. What the pile driver. Holy shit. The Starlight Phoenix now gets rolled up by Luuky Kid too close to the rope. Surely. What a pile driver that was. And we could see it again. The sit out powerbomb by Luuky Kid. 1, 2. 3. No, 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 no. 2.9. And could we see it again? The Luuky, but it must be too close to the ropes. Exactly, lads. It's so easy to get a bit closer to the middle of the ring. And ooh, nice tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Rairyu Henzo. Rairyu Henzo now. Rairyu Henzo, big side suplex. Hopefully, doesn't go for the cover because I think it might be another case of the, at this point, infamous rope breaks in this match. This sling blade, that is the Supidokiru. The Supidokiru by Rairyu Henzo. Nobody does a sling blade better than Rairyu Henzo does it. Hiroshi Tanahashi comes very close. Oh, and there's the roll-up. 1, 2 in the middle of the ring. 3. Luuky Kid with a roll-up picks up his 3rd consecutive victory in the tournament. People are going to believe I rigged this, but I'm not. I'm as surprised as you are. Luuky Kid wins this contest. If at the beginning of this tournament you would have told me that UNCE, the Priest of Club Ice, would have picked up 2 wins over both ring camp members in consecutive nights, consecutive Block B nights that is, I would have probably assigned you to a mental hospital. However, this is UNCE, this is the Swedish Destroyer himself. Also the move with which he took out both members versus Kevin Taylor, who main evented the last B block night against Jonah Strickland in a match that we all remember as being absolutely amazing. So yeah, what do we know about either of these competitors? We know about the dark youth of Kevin Taylor, the very unfortunate circumstances under which he grew up and how he overcame those in order to become a great light heavyweight wrestler, as we are able to see both here, and by the fact that he is, for example, a former Combat Pro junior heavyweight champion. In fact, no, he's the current Combat Pro junior heavyweight champion. That's on me. I remember the day Kevin Taylor won it and how ecstatic he was when he found out, or when he basically just pinned his opponent in Beijing. That was such a great match, and Kevin Taylor very deservingly won. But now he's up against a very different breed of person. Here with a very creative pin is UNCE. UNCE keeps his focus on Kevin Taylor, which he should, even though Kevin Taylor, I need to make sure that I say this correctly. Ooh, that's a nice submission applied. However, Kevin Taylor was victorious against Jonah Strickland, making him a very dangerous opponent for UNCE with the back body drop there. Kevin Taylor 1 covers UNCE, but to no avail. UNCE now, ooh, went for the Swedish Destroyer. Kevin Taylor ducked under it, very out of nowhere. There is the Samoan drop. The very dangerous Samoan drop by the most non-Samoan competitor in any wrestling ring ever. Yes, if it was up to UNCE, he'd buy a wrestling ring at IKEA, but unfortunately, I don't think they sell those. Luckily for him, there are wrestling rings enough around the world to hone his craft in, including this one in Krakow Hall, Japan. 10 count, of course. We are in Japan where a 20 count is usually administered. UNCE now, UNCE running at Kevin Taylor, but to no good ending as Kevin Taylor manages to get out of the way. Now both men just punching each other in the face. UNCE like it was nothing. UNCE now, so dropkick, no Swedish Destroyer yet. UNCE pacing this match very nicely, and there is the huge brain buster by Kevin Taylor, the Iceman, and there is the Enziguri by the same competitor, but the DDT stops all momentum Kevin Taylor had going for him. This could be it. This is another dropkick, no Swedish destroyer. That's the fun about watching UNCE. You never really know whether you're going to see a dropkick or a Swedish destroyer, but when you do see that Swedish destroyer, it means no good. Ask Leon Mittac, ask Timothy Thadcher. 1, 2. And a swift kick to the gut. Breaks it up. Up in the air. Oh, big fisherman suplex. 1, 2, 3. No, almost does it. Almost puts down Kevin Taylor. It was a swift suplex. Nonetheless, a very nice one. Big elbow to the back. Kevin Taylor now running. Kevin Taylor, ooh, with a very nice knee strike to the face of UNCE, and now a kick to the thigh. But there, and again the fisherman suplex. 1, 2, 3. No, almost does a beautiful move. Absolutely beautiful. Don't think we've seen that from UNCE before, actually. And the drop kick. I'm so ready for the Swedish destroyer. But Kevin Taylor, I doubt one Swedish destroyer will be enough to keep him down. He's faced worse. UNCE now to the top rope. UNCE, ooh, that's always dangerous. Prays a little and goes for a diving headbutt. Never, don't go for diving headbutts ever again, please. UNCE. 2, 3. No, Kevin Taylor also kicks out of that one. Kevin Taylor now. Kevin Taylor up in the air, down with a brain buster. Kevin Taylor to the apron. That's a lot of air to travel, but he does it with a flying forearm. 1, 2, 3. No, almost puts down UNCE. Kevin Taylor now. Kevin Taylor gets sent into the ropes, and a big palm strike by UNCE stops all the momentum. Oh, don't do it again. You're going to get very severe brain problems, UNCE. 1, 2, 3. But it doesn't. It finishes the job, and Kevin Taylor kicks out, probably not knowing that he had already lost. UNCE 3-0. Very well deserved. What do you get when you put Swerve versus the Spinner der Galaxy? I can tell you already, we have been 15 seconds into this match, and I know it's just pure utter destruction of two men against each other. Now Liam Mittac immediately escapes that. We've talked about both these men extensively before. Liam Mittac, the current AZ or AZW world champion, world heavyweight champion, which he will defend against Clarity very soon. Jonah Strickland, the NGWI Ultimate Underdog champion. Both men really have some accolades to their name, and in this tournament they've been having very interesting routes. Jonah Strickland has won a match against Rairyu. Henzo. Liam Mittac has not won any matches at all, probably much to his chagrin, especially since one of the opponents was UNCE, and as much as we just saw UNCE win again, but as much as we all love UNCE, he is not a competitor that you would think would easily be able to beat the technical mastermind that is Liam Mittac, or Timothy Thadcher, or Kevin Taylor for that matter. But it's good. Oh, that could have been a very, very, very early spinner nets, which obviously is the finisher of Liam Mittac, and it's going to be the spinner nets. Is he going to cover? Is he going to cover? 1, 2? No, not even a 2 count, obviously, because honestly, as much as a chance that you have, I said it in the last episode, in order for your finisher to really be effective, I feel like you should wear down your opponent, maybe especially the body part where it hits hardest. Ooh, the uppercut versus the forearms. Jonah Strickland, obviously a very interesting style, quite high flying, but properly matched with like very innovative and interesting strikes. As you can see, for example, when he does the swerve stomp or the Tacoma cutter. Now, ooh, runs straight into a lariat by the technical mastermind that is Mittac. So yeah, Mittac, a very, very interesting wrestler. Obviously, as a past as an orphan in bare knuckle brawling, coming out of East Berlin, which before the Berlin Wall was torn down, ladies and gentlemen. Was a really, really challenging environment to grow up in. Communism was obviously the way the East Berlin or East German country was ran, and as much as you can say about communism, which I won't because I'm not here to make any political statements, it was tough. I can imagine how tough it was for for an almost 3 count having Mittac here. Jonah Strickland grew up in Tacoma, Washington. Probably a very different youth, very different styles of governing where these two came up. What I do know is that when they step into the ring, they are both equal as great wrestlers. Jonah Strickland obviously also an AMNO, so I need to point it out. They are on our ring mat. And there is a huge pop-up powerbomb by Mittac. Beautiful move. Could have finished it. Could have easily finished it. Oh, and that is what I believe is das Bein des Stieres. I think it might be. I'd have to check, but there at least. Ooh. That is the Space Jam by Jonah Strickland into the swerve stomp. Will he finish it? 1, 2, 3. Almost. Maybe if he went for that C4 to really properly finish it off, it would have been the end of Mittac. His stablemates obviously probably all watching from home. And there's the Tacoma cutter by Jonah Strickland. 1, 2, 3. No, 2.9. Mittac now with another pop-up powerbomb. Anyways, yeah, Ezra Severe, Alexander Jakob Löwenberg, and Tobias are probably all watching from home. I say Tobias and not Tobias because I believe that Tobias would be the way it would be pronounced in German. Anyways, Timothy Thadcher, obviously, right here in the arena for a match tonight against Jesús Garza. Now Mittac with another pop-up powerbomb. The spine of Jonah Strickland taking very, very much offense. And a beautiful T-bone suplex by Mittac, another one of his signature moves, also not too kind on the spine. Ooh, that was a rough kick, that was a very rough kick. Now, getting him on top, no, he's not. Ooh, that is a snap suplex right into the corner, ladies and gentlemen. You'll feel that on your tailbone. And there it is, das Spinennetz. He's going for the cover, isn't he? Yes, he is. 1, 2, 3, and as expected, finishes the match. The first win for Mittac in the tournament. But don't keep your head up, Jonah Strickland. You have plenty more chances. Two men ready to beat the hell out of each other. This matchup is immediately off to a great start with a arm bulldog by Timothy Thadcher. Timothy Thadcher, of course, 1 win, 1 loss. The loss coming to UNCE, the win coming against Kevin Taylor in the first episode. immediately that leg lock, that heel hook, whatever you could know, it's not a heel hook, it's more like a knee bar by Timothy Thadcher. But he has so many submissions in his arsenal that you couldn't expect anyone to be able to name them all, even though I should have probably been able to name that one. Garza, 2-0, Sycamore, Callihan, beating both of them. Wrenching the arm, big uppercut to the face of Jesús Garza, 100 Club, obviously the referee of this match. Yeah, in our previous match we talked about the greatness that is ring camp quite a bit already, but Timothy Thadcher, being the NOA #1 ranked wrestler in the world last year, really solidifies that. But then Eric Turner, TGW, Timothy Thadcher was beaten. Timothy Thadcher was not destroyed by any means, but only very scarcely beaten by Eric Turner in a match that really changed the course of Timothy Thadcher's career. I think Timothy Thadcher is now here with unmatched anger, anger that probably no one else feels. But we will see how that plays out for Jesús Garza, who has also been on a mean streak. He's part of the AMNO brand, of course. There, a beautiful butterfly suplex by Timothy Thadcher. And the mystique, I think you can call it the mystique surrounding Jesús Garza, since he hasn't appeared in too many places, really does make him an unpredictable opponent that even Timothy Thadcher, who is known to go into every match with enough knowledge about her opponents, might not be prepared enough for. But then again, they are both part of the IWS company, where Thadcher obviously is the current tag team champion together with Tommy Sheard. 2-0, not yet. Now getting him up again. Ooh, it's a nasty blow to the head there. Timothy Thadcher now with a big kick to the face. Very nice. Also, let's not forget that Jesús Garza has held the MCL Cruiserweight Championship. Also part of IWS in a sense. Ooh, that is the oh wait, that is the armbar that usually finishes a lot of Timothy Thadcher's matches, but I think he released that one on his own. Tim Thadcher now 1, 2, nothing yet. Timothy Thadcher, really extensive history. You can read that all on the Timothy Thadcher favorite as well. But he grew up in California. There's the Bindus Theaters, by the way, the bull's leg. Yeah, he's Southern California. That's where he trained, and eventually he made his debut in ACW 10 years into his career. Ooh, beautiful moonsault 2. Oh, and the Fujiwara armbar again applied by Timothy Thadcher. Timothy Thadcher now. Timothy Thadcher gets him up. Uppercut to Jesús Garza. 3 of them to be exact. That's the European style wrestling that Timothy Thadcher obviously is very proficient in. Partially or mainly, I guess, due to his dealings with ring camp. Very shoot style wrestling Timothy Thadcher. Oh, and the Fujiwara armbar out of nowhere finishes Jesús Garza easily, immediately. That's a win for Timothy Thadcher and the first loss for Jesús Garza in this tournament.
Fight.
I want to take you back to 2019, the Light Heavyweight League 2019. Jason Callihan versus Carl Sycamore. Carl Sycamore was able to defeat Jason Callihan that night. In fact, throughout the 4 matches Jason Callihan's had so far in the Light Heavyweight League, he hasn't been able to pick up a victory. Now, Jason Callihan has changed. We saw that when he faced Too Cole. We saw that in all the build-up leading to him facing Too Cole. Carl Sycamore also changed. Less of an outcast, more of someone who understands the value of friendship. What they do have in common though is that they cannot lose this match. Because obviously, as I said before, Jason Callihan has not won a match, not only this year, but last year either. He needs to put his name on the map, and what better to do that against than the only competitor he faced last year as well. But Carl Sycamore won't want to make it go that far, because Carl Sycamore has only picked up 1 win in the tournament so far, and any win Carl Sycamore gets is one step close to being recognized as the greatest light heavyweight in the world. Because Carl Sycamore, we all know him as the 26th-time champion across the board. Jason Callihan, we know him as a sadistic beast who will do anything to win and will take down anyone in order to do so. Both of these men can easily get to the top. Both of these men have been at the top, and both of these men want to still be at the top. But in this tournament, only 1 person per block can be at the top, and in the end only 1 person across the whole light heavyweight league can be the best light heavyweight there is. Sycamore obviously lost to Juice Matheson in the Pillman Invitational earlier this year. There's Jason Callihan, by the way, with a pile driver, classic style pile driver, classic style. Jason Callihan won. Not enough though. Anyways, that loss in the Pillman Invitational has prompted Carl Sycamore to have a little bit of an extra spark, if you get what I mean. Jason Callihan puts down Carl Sycamore with a huge move. Jason Callihan now, big bicycle kick to Carl Sycamore. Last year, he was still using the sleeper or the stretch muffler, I should say, in order to finish off matches. Now he is more likely to use that cradle killer maneuver. Jason Callihan is a variation of a pile driver, of course, and we've seen twice so far in this match that pile drivers are part of the deadly arsenal of Jason Callihan. Carl Sycamore, though, if anyone can call himself the pile driver king, it would be Carl Sycamore. Whether it is the outcasted driver, whether it is the hell is empty, the Omega driver, whatever driver it is, Carl Sycamore has probably had a taste of it. And ooh, gets tripped by Carl Sycamore. Beautifully done. Carl Sycamore, obviously a large part of Kraken Gate, one of the sponsors of our event. Very grateful for them. Very grateful for Bowen to help me get this set up. Albeit in 2019, he really did give me the inspiration to do this. He's a great guy. You should all follow him if you don't already. He has a mad following and is well deserved. Jason Callihan now. Jason Callihan for the stretch muffler. That stretch muffler. Will it keep down Carl Sycamore this early in the match? I doubt it. No, it doesn't. But still, Jason Callihan shows that he is not one to be messed with, and puts down Carl Sycamore again. I love that move by Jason Callihan. No one does it as destructively as the Callihan Death Machine. Jason versus everyone, draws versus everyone. The mottos that I think that's a bit of a how would you call it? Anyways, some sort of stretch. But yeah, the mottos that Jason Callihan goes by, because indeed for a long time it has been Jason versus everyone, and there is the Cradle Killer. 1, 2, 3. No, obviously, quite early in our main event, but I doubt he is going to let it rest, because there he goes again with another Cradle Killer. 1, 2, 3. Jason Callihan does it in 9 minutes. 2 Cradle Killers. It took 2 Cradle Killers to take down Sycamore for the first win of Jason Callihan. What a moment, and what a night. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the final results of night 6. And we have seen some shifts happen. We've seen people who haven't won before win. We have seen people continue winning streaks. It was a beautiful night, filled with beautiful wrestling. Quite a short main event, but a main event that delivered nonetheless. What was your favorite match? Let me know. What would you like to see me improve upon? That's also a thing I would very much like to know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know on Wrestling Amino. I thank you for watching, and I will see you at night 7 with more A block action.